Hello, this is Aline White Swan. Welcome to the Mysterious Domain Tarot Card Readings. This time I'm going to read to you about the world situation using the Kazanlar Tarot deck. As you can see, it's kind of got a Middle Eastern flair to it, maybe an Arabian Nights flair to it. It's very colorful, it's pretty. I don't know if this is still in print or not, but it's a pretty deck, and I actually still have the book for this one. So, I don't know, is this upside down or right side up? I can't tell. All right, it's made by a guy called Emil Kazanlar. So it's named after the guy who created it. And I'm just gonna shuffle, and we're gonna think about the world situation. You know, we got a war going on, we've got, you know, economy, we've got all this stuff with freedom of speech. We've got a lot going on. We've got border crisis, and we've got, you know, some people, the powers that should not be, buying up all the land and the farmland, and how's that going to affect us? Well, yeah, we also have, you know, the thing still kind of, it's over for us, I suppose, but it's still lurking in the minds of those who wish to perpetuate it. I'm going to do a gypsy spread. It's more, I think it suits this deck. And yeah, so let's see what we got. King of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Wands, who is a woman. 2 children. Interesting. I haven't read with this deck in a really long time. Knight of Wands, of course, can be a change of residence, things moving very fast. And the Ace of Cups is, you know what that is. It's in happy deck, happy card. King of Cups on the bottom. Okay, let's see. See how the world is doing. You wouldn't believe the things I have to do to get the phone to point at the table with enough of the table showing to do this. It's just so makeshift, you know. All right. This, of course, the 7 of Pentacles, it's a harvest, but, you know, see, the ground is not very, I guess there's things growing. There are things growing, but it's not quite the harvest yet, if you ask me, because it looks like he's still planting or tilling the soil. So perhaps he's planting, but it's a card called Unstable Effort. And it's, you know, what you put the effort in, but you don't necessarily get what you want out of it. So that's kind of where we've been, if you think about it, especially, you know, the economic things and all this, the scary things they've got coming at us. And we haven't really been able to deal with it in a way that is good for us. It's almost like these people have power over us and trying to get more power over us, right? Now, Temperance is at in the present moment, and Temperance, you know, this card's coming up constantly, which tells me it's the angel trying to balance the forces of the sort of dual forces that are at loggerheads with each other and trying to harmonize the energies. And that's a heavy job. That angel feels like that angel has to work 24/7, you know, balancing the forces, because, you know, this world would be crazier than it is now if it wasn't for that Temperance. And the Page of Cups, you know, he looks like he's got a bit of an acrobat. He's throwing those wolves around, and he's, you know, a very free spirit. He's very naive. He thinks he can play with those wolves. He thinks he, you know, in a way that feels like the people who want power over us, to be honest, they're like this guy throwing us around, not realizing we're wolves, you know? They think we're just so dumb and so easily, you know, tossed here and there by them, and they've got us by the tail, and they got us by the throat, and they've got us, you know, they can throw us in the sea if they want. They've got us, they just think that we're just putty in their hands. So here's one optional path here for the future. You see these cards are very, very detailed. Yeah, the Five of Cups. Now he's an artist and he's painting Orthodox church, but one of the pillars has fallen over, and this priest here, he likes the work, but he's not too thrilled with it. He thinks this artist is a bit, mediocre or something. The Six of Cups. So nostalgia for the past. Yeah, who doesn't have nostalgia for the past these days? And the Six of Swords. This is the escapist route. Okay, so there's a way you can escape into nostalgia for the past. You can, because the Six of Swords isn't a physical journey, it's a mental journey. So you're sort of mentally taking yourself out of the situation. You feel like everything we've built, everything we've done, that we created, that our ancestors created, is being taken away from us. And we don't have any control or power over that happening because, we're being thrown around by some child. I mean, the Page of Cups is like a child. So that card says so much, because it's like this childish adult thinks he can just throw everybody around and, that he's the master, but he's only a Page of Cups, Here's the other optional. Oh, that's a significator card. This is a little rococo lady. Well, we'll let her be there. Oh, the Empress. Okay, well, maybe the Empress, it's the feminine force, right? And the Ten of Coins. So, well, I need a little more information on that for some reason. Who is that Empress? Who is that lady? Because she could be an individual that I'm thinking of right now who thinks that she's Marie Antoinette, right? There's a couple of those, actually, in our government. And they're laughing all the way to the bank. They've got all the money, they've got the family line, they've got the Ten of Pentacles here, which is Ten of Coins, where you've got the married couple, and you've got the wizard behind them, or the djinn, or the Rasputin, I don't know. But there's a sense to me when I look at this, that figure back there, that old grandfather figure with the strange hat on his head, is looking at the little boy with a kind of a funny look. Oh boy, I don't know. That's a family that's a bit ostentatious and a bit deviant, I guess you could say, with an Empress who is who thinks she's Marie Antoinette. What can I say? But that Empress is kind of an angel, but there's all kind of angels, right? Lucifer comes as an angel of light, right? And the Five of Swords is here, and that's Cleopatra. I was going to say the Cleopatra committing suicide. I mean, Cleopatra took the asp, right, and had it bite her, and she died of snake poisoning. So that's Cleopatra. So interesting, because that suggests to me that there's a female who I'm going to go out on the limb and say her name begins with H, who could be... Sorry guys, I got this far in the reading. And my phone ran out of storage, my camera. So I already had the cards laid out. And what I was saying was a woman with an initial H that thinks she's Marie Antoinette, maybe contemplating the big S, huh? The Cleopatra with the asp. And then I was going on about this potential future, about this Four of Pentacles. Basically, they look like banksters to me. There's something kind of rigid and very bit dodgy, a bit, stuck in their mentality. Celebrating over here with this Two of Cups. They're celebrating. I feel like they feel that they have, in a way, there's a certain agenda of merging the two into one, or whatever that they kind of like. But here they are, Ten of Swords, the mummy in the tomb. And I was talking about how they have this idea, because they have cut themselves off from God voluntarily, by the way. That means we're going to try again to finish this reading. As I said, this Four of Pentacles shows these rather, unpleasant looking guys sitting there with their bags of gold and money, the banksters, with the head bankster presiding over the lower banksters, and they're making all their nefarious plans. They just look very, the word isn't even be sinister, but they have that look, that executive look, I guess you'd call it. And then they have their Two of Cups, which to me is them going for the two must become one, if you know what I mean. You have to speak in code on YouTube sometimes. And then, of course, the Mummy. God, I was waxing eloquent about the Ten of Swords and the Mummy, and how these people, because they're so materialistic that they've chosen to cut themselves off from God, they're terribly afraid about the afterlife. And because they have this Baphomet religion that they want to change God's creation, they're scared to death about death. And so what are mummies? It's an attempt by the Pharaoh to have immortality. He's immortal because in the mummy. So these guys are like, there are mummies in the sense that I think some of them are probably thousands of years old. I think they've been interbreeding and body jumping and soul snatching. And I think a lot of them are, they don't have souls, sorry. They somebody else's soul, and it will shrivel up into a little crab, little spider all curled up on itself. But their attempts at the singularity or the transhumanism and all this, and how they're going to put their minds in machines, and it's kind of like the Mummy, really. But it's the Ten of Swords. It's an act of despair because they're afraid to die. And then the other, sorry, I'm in disarray because my storage ran out, and I want to finish this reading. I was on a roll, and it just went, you don't have storage anymore. So the other alternative, the alternative future, we have a whirling dervish here with the Two of Pentacles. So that's us. I feel this is us. This is them. We can't escape in our mind, and we are escaping again. We don't like being broke. You don't have to juggle your money, and then the Eight of Swords is that worry feeling, right? Your mind goes in a circle, in a circle, in a circle, until you just finally decide to cut it all loose. Maybe we have to all become vagabonds. I don't know. There's also the sense that we're free. This is a spiritual card. This Fool is very much spirit. You're not in the material world with the Fool. You're the air. You're the first breath. And again, so as they try to hang on and cling and not even die, we're trying to escape. But I feel, especially this card just really gets to me, the Page of Cups throwing those wolves around. We're slipping out of their grasp as well, if you know what I mean. Now here we have the Nine of Wands, and there's a sense of a hedge of protection and the resurrection, like the yogi leaving the dead body and coming back to life. Like, we could say leaving their body, or they are resurrected from the dead. And the King of Wands, you know what I feel? I hate to say it, this feels like Mr. T to me. It feels like Mr. T because he's fiery and, with that red hair and everything, or kind of blonde or whatever. But the Nine of Wands, because he's been behind the fence, he's been trying to, keep all his ducks in a row, and he is trying to make a comeback as well. And he is a King of Wands. I see him that way. And the sun, right? With him, I think that Mr. T is going to make a comeback. And then we have the Wish card, Nine of Cups, and the Star. So, you know what? I am feeling optimistic with this reading about what's good for us. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if there's anything in here. The Page of Coins in the world. So new ways to make money, new resources, new ways to make money, in which this is, you know, Shiva doing the dance, right? That's the world. Probably has to be the end of the reading. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of optimistic with this reading. And I'm really glad that I got through it in about 5 bits of video. Oh my god. Oh, I think this is really interesting. They're pretty cards, aren't they? I didn't use them very much, but they're really pretty. So this is my deal. So I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of May, this month. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers this month. So if you could share and like and do all that, that will help me get there. And in exchange for that, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will flip through one of these old decks, find out of print decks, and I'll flip through, and you can say what you would like to see. Like maybe you'd like to see this Kazanlar deck. Could be this Kazanlar deck. It could be the Liz Green deck, the Greek myths. I have that one, and I'm not sure if that's still in print. It's a Jungian astrologer, and she kind of put all that into that deck, and it's really pretty. And there's a Gypsy Zagana German deck that is kind of rare. And I have things like Celtic Shamans pack. I've got, you know, the John and Caitlin Matthews decks. I have 2 Nigel Jackson decks. Those are not old, or particularly old as tarot decks go, but, you know, if you haven't seen them. But anyway, I have some old crusty ones back there. Got some weird ones. What I'll do is I will find the ones I've got, and I will put them out, and you guys can, maybe I'll just do flip throughs of a few different decks, because you guys are great, and I'm really I'm really hoping you're getting something out of these readings. I really intend them to be helpful, so I hope they are. And I hope you all take care, and thank you for attending the reading, and I hope it helped, and bye-bye.